We waiting for Iyanla. Everybody is on here.
Can you see me? Oh, okay. Hi. I gotta organize myself.
Okay. You have to tell me if I'm loud, because you know how I get. I'm all excited.
I know, you so loud, tacky.
Listen, it's how the Lord made me. Okay, wait. Are we good? Everyone is coming in like Iyanla. Everybody was so excited that you
really
see, yay, Iyanla. So, okay, so let me preface this. I don't know how many questions, if I'm going to be able to get to any. I'm going to talk to Miss Iyanla if we have time, because I'm so excited that she even joined me. She's still busy during the pandemic. Okay, so let me just introduce her, because even after 8 years, I am still in the honor just to be working with you and being on your team. Okay, so here we go.
Thank you.
It's a whole lot.
You got me out of my you got me out of my I don't want to mention no names. You got me out of my suburban housewife clothes and put me in my catch a boo clothes.
Come on, because we gonna talk about catching the boo. We need to catch a boo. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Hey, Rosie. Malik Whitfield's wife is on here. Hey, Rosie.
Hi. Happy birthday, Malik.
Oh, yay. Okay, so let me just do this introduction. Okay. Iyanla Vanzant. New York Times best-selling author. You are an attorney. You are one of the world's most influential speakers, teachers, and spiritual life coaches. You are an Emmy award-winning executive producer of the best show on television, Fix My Life, and as President Obama calls you, our fixer.
I know, what a joy. I cannot imagine that Barack Hussein Obama and Michelle Obama watch Fix My Life.
But they do, because you remember him stopping you saying, there's our fixer.
Yeah, and Sidney Poitier and Smokey Robinson. I mean, it's amazing to me. I think, other than President Obama, I think my greatest thrill, we were at why is somebody calling me?
They don't know you.
It's a telemarketer. Just like everybody else, okay? And we were at the Legends Ball, and I was walking by, and Mr. Poitier, Sidney Poitier, said to me, Miss Vanzant.
You were like, Sidney Poitier?
What? He said, come, I just want you to know we are so proud of you. I almost peed and kissed my hand.
Wait a minute.
I got the picture. Somebody snapped the picture. Yeah, he's kissed my hand. Sidney, okay. Guess who's coming to dinner? Poitier watches Fix My Life. Somebody throw me off the river, into the river. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about these glasses, though.
Okay, my glasses.
Yes, they are fly. You know, I got to say something. I'm loving them.
And you didn't buy these, right? And you didn't buy them.
And I didn't buy them. Okay, you know what? Hold on, y'all. She always say when I don't do something that she does it, because she's like, okay, you like it? I did it.
Because you think the only place I wear clothes is when I'm going out or doing the show. I have to wear clothes other times.
Listen, but I just want you to show up all the time, all the time.
I have my slopping around the house clothes, and then I have my Michelle, I got to go somewhere clothes.
So listen, so I want to, first I want to ask you, do you remember how we met?
Yeah, my makeup artist, my Chanel, and you were working at Saks Fifth Avenue in Bethesda.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I was going. I was going somewhere for something. And I was in Saks, and Chanel introduced us and said, let Michelle hook you up. And you did. And then we started working from there. And then I think you left Saks, and then Michelle moved back to, Chanel. I miss my Nelly.
You moved back to New York, I think she did.
No, Houston.
No?
She went to Houston. Yeah.
But I have to, the reason why I asked you that, because I don't think out of almost 8 years that I've ever told you this story, but if I'm sure most of you all have Iyanla's book, Acts of Faith, but you were actually my act of faith. I had watched you because I met you during the first season of Fix My Life.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in my bed because, you know, I still cry at every show. Years later, it don't. I still cry.
I don't know why y'all be crying.
So listen. So, but I was sitting, laying in my bed, watching Fix My Life, and my son was on the floor, and I was sitting there crying, and I said, I'm going to meet her one day. I just know that I'm going to meet her one. It was less than 2 weeks later that
Really?
Chanel called me and said, hey, I want you to meet someone because you needed help with the wardrobe for Fix My Life. And
is that what, I don't know where I was going. I was going somewhere, and I never go to that Saks because, you know, that's the kind of hoity-toity neighborhood. And the other reason I stopped going to that, but you know what else? Jamia used to do chemotherapy right across the street.
Yeah.
And so I had a real hard time going into that neighborhood because I went to chemotherapy with her for months and months and months. So after she passed, I didn't go down there for a long time. But when I found out Chanel was in that Saks, that's why I went there.
Oh, Malik is on here.
Hi, Malik. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I forgot to send him his birthday message.
Yes, I was like, it's Malik's birthday. But Malik, she loves you, okay? Like
I do.
Okay, so.
I do. You know, I think that he, I would say Morris Chestnut, Lorenz Tate. I know when I look at the brothers that are really doing quality work on television or in movies. And,
absolutely.
I mean, I just love when they just bring such a level of excellence to their work. And he's one that brings a level of excellence to his work.
And
so I really love
it. Such an amazing human. Like,
and he's a Buddha.
That.
We got to pray together. We got to meditate together.
He definitely is a Buddhist and one of my closest and dearest friends. So anyway, okay. So with that being said, it's been almost, it might be 8 years, 2012, since we've been on this journey together. So tell me what it has been like having me as your stylist, because I don't think I ever asked, so I'm a little nervous. I know we're close, but I'm a little nervous.
Well, first of all, it's been a blessing. I mean, you have taught me so much because Jamia was my first stylist, you know, because Jamia taught me things.
Jamia is Iyanla's daughter that passed. Everyone knows that.
Jamia used to tell me things like, don't mix your metals and don't dress like an old lady and don't wear high water pants. And everything she told me not to do, I did.
Because that's Iyanla. That's Iyanla, y'all.
But it has really been a blessing. You've taught me so much. I think that you are really good at what you do. But not just what you do for, I don't know about your other clients. I just know about what you do for me. And I think in our time together, you really know who I am. And you really can respect and embrace who I am and how to just make that look better. I mean, you know that I'm very ethnic. I really like my ethnocentric energy. I'm kind of earth mother, but you've taught me I can't wear them big flowing things on TV, so I don't look like.
That was hard, Lord. God knows she is earth mother. That was one of the hardest things I ever. That took a couple of years. I just want y'all to know. But anyway.
So I don't look like a blimp moving across the screen. And the other thing I think that I really appreciate about you is, you know, I have a woman's body. I'm not a stick. I ain't a broom. And, you know, I've got boobs, I've got buns, and you always know how to accentuate the parts of my body. Now, sometimes you go a little far, like trying to put me in them damn combat boots with that short skirt. I'm not going nowhere looking like that. What is wrong with you? But you helped me, you know, expand my boundaries and come out of the box and try things that I would never try, mixing prints and all kinds of things. And the way you appreciate the fact that I have a body and can still dress me in a way that's honorable, you know, that honors me, my age, that honors who I am. And, you know, that's really fly. That's her word. You got to be fly. I'm like, fly. I can barely get up off the sofa. You want me to fly somewhere.
Because y'all don't know. listen, I've been doing this for her for a long time. She has probably one of the most bangingest bodies. That's how I call it. It is like boop, boop, boop. And she would try to hide. You remember when we first started and you were like, no, I can't show that. I can't. And then I was like, I got snugger and snugger, and then the waist and the waist. And then you started being like, wait. And people literally noticed. I got messages like, that's Iyanla's body. I'm like, yes, that's her body.
Well, you know what? Because I think as someone that has experienced sexual abuse, and when I was growing up, the guys never said I was pretty. They always said I was sexy. Yeah. So as someone who was sexually abused and someone who stimulated sexual interest from people, I tried to play down, you know, the things that I thought would be considered too sexual and sensual. And then I got old and forgot. So I just said, whatever you want to put on me, I just put it on. I forgot. I forgot I wasn't supposed to show my cleavage.
Because you do remember on the, on one of our tours, what was it, the first tour that we did? We definitely showed cleavage. And
cleavage and everything. Now, you know, but it's funny. I'll do cleavage. But it was
still tasteful.
It was. It's always tasteful. That's what I appreciate about you. And you've taught me how to do that. And I will do cleavage before I do body form, you know, before I do contouring.
Yeah, you would.
Because that's still, like I said, that very few of the guys when I was growing up ever said that I was pretty or beautiful. They all said, oh, you're so sexy. And, you know, then what do you do with that? Where do you put that? You know, when you're 12, 14 years old. So I've just, that was that and my arms. You know, I don't have my arms out.
I know, but you know what? We choose the things that's the thing about a stylist. So I take what it is that you want, and I take my expertise and my creativity to take it to another level. So if you say, Michelle, I don't want to show my arms, then I say, okay, we're not showing your arms, but what we're about to do is accent this really small waist.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So that, and I don't think people know, it's like we're storytellers, because your image will speak before you do. And so you wear it so well though. Like I literally, every time, I don't know, you know, the times that I've called you and not been with you and you've been on TV and I'm screaming like,
I know. I'm like, you bought it. What the heck?
But you make it. I can buy it. But the fact is that your confidence, who you are, how you feel in it makes the actual outfit. And that's the difference. That's the difference.
You know, the thing is, and you know this, when I'm not with you, 90% of the time I'm in white. So I got on some colors today on the top. You don't want to know what I got on
I don't, Father. I don't, Lord. I don't.
So it's been good.
So one of the things that I really got from you, and I think that we have in common, but I learned it even more from you, is that you really believe in sisterhood, and you really, the person that honors her friends and the people that are close to her. And then even outside of that, when we did the tour, both tours, and even Fix My Life, one of the things that we both discussed is that we would support as much as I could find, as much as I could, African-American, female-owned designers and businesses. And so I just want to talk about that with you. Like, why is that so important to you?
I don't know if it's the African in me or the Native American in me, but I just believe in community. I believe in community support, and I believe that my first dollar has to go to benefit those who look like me. As my grandmother, who was a Native American, would send me to borrow a cup of sugar, a cup of flour, or when she cooked something, I would have to go take Mr. Teddy or Miss Rose something. So that's how I was raised, in that community. And then growing up, I was a product of the 60s and a Black Panther, and really a cultural revolutionary. So you shopped with the vendors, you shopped with the vendors at the marts and the markets. And so I just really have always done that. And nowadays I see how the majority community takes our style, our our
Absolutely.
energy, our creativity, and outpriced us. I have a friend who's an incredible tie-dye artist. She's been tie-dyeing for the 40 years that I've known her.
Oh, look
So
at
when I
that.
see it, then a designer put out a piece of tie-dye for, you know, 200 and some odd dollars, and people wouldn't go to her and spend $40 on a top. It really just tells me how twisted we are. And then I just believe in women. I love women. I love women. I love us. I really do. I love our energy. I love our creativity. We crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. But I love us. And you know, my grandmother taught me as a Chislaki, as a Cherokee, you know, there is only one woman and her name is all women. And so I know that whenever one woman lifts, we all lift. So I always say, I'm not my sister's keeper, I am my sister. And I also, you know, I mean, I do the same thing. The guy that does my upholstery is black, and who cleans my rug is black.
You definitely
and, you know,
do.
Everybody, if I
do.
can spend money there, I just want us to treat each other better. I just wish we would treat each other better, you know. And the one thing I will say about you, Michelle, is you have never disappointed me. Now, you've been a little late sometime, but I've learned.
Hold on,
She'll come the day before. I got to put this on. I don't have time for you today.
you sure do. I just show up like, Idris, try this.
Yeah, but you have never disappointed me. I mean, the level of excellence that in what you do, I think I appreciate that. And I know you will never disappoint me and never let me down. So I just wish we would carry that in all that we do, in all of our businesses, you know, that we would, I can tell you whether it's Greta or Aniva or Diane Whitfield or what's the brother in Brooklyn, Courtney Washington, or I can't even think of his name. He's down on Fulton Street. I can't think of his name, but you know, I seek them out. There's a sister in Chicago who hand paints purses. I got purses I ain't never used, and you know.
And Bruce's wife, remember I got her to paint on your jean jacket I got and we used it for the show? Yeah.
Lisa, you know, Carol's daughter, when she was first starting out, she used to bring me a little brown paper bag with her mango butter and her this and her that. And I still, you know, I have a line of body products, but I still buy Carol's daughter and Shea Moisture. I got more soap. I could wash everybody's butt for the next 52 years.
Wait a minute. But you make your own soap, but I'm going to get into that in a little bit because your products are absolutely amazing. But you know what I just thought of? That is, as you were talking, can you talk just a little bit about, because this is something that I know has really hit all of us in different ways, but can you talk a little, because we did a show about this, can you talk just a teeny bit about colorism and maybe your experience with it? Because as women, I mean, we talk about everything else that is being done to us, and rightfully so, but a lot of things, because of our environment and how we're shaped, we do to each other. I just want you to touch on that real quick.
Well, you know, my grandmother, like I said, is a Native American, and my mother is Latin. My stepmom, who actually raised me, was Cuban and Panamanian. So in all of those environments, I was considered negrita. I was dark. When my grandmother first took me to the reservation, they were like, "What is that?"
Wait a minute. Wait.
And it really wasn't so much my color, because there are Chislaki who are my color and darker.
Right.
There are Cubans who are my color and darker. But when I went to the reservation, it was more my hair, because I don't have the native hair. I got the African hair and African lips. But and then around the Cubans, I was negrita because I was darker than my stepmom. And you know, this whole thing about colorism, it's really a function of the way we were enculturated and oppressed. As people of color, we were stripped of everything: our language, our land, even right here, Native Americans. This is not our land. We're visitors here. And we were stripped of our language, our land, our religion, our art, our history. And so we were taught that lighter is better, the brighter, the whiter, the better. And we just kind of, integrated that into our way of being, even though it's not conscious.
Right.
Even though it's not conscious. So many of us have that bias where we look at the lighter skinned women and how people look at them and what they get, and people like them, and blah, 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 blah. And, the lighter skinned women, they're still considered black by the white society, but
Absolutely.
then they're too light to be black to us. It's
Right.
just about self-hatred, and
Yeah.
we've got to heal it. And that's one of the beautiful things of the COVID, because light-skinned women ain't had no toilet paper either.
Okay, you know what?
And dark-skinned women ain't had no paper towels.
Right. This is one of the things
it leveled the playing field, and I hope
now all of us.
I hope that we can take this out of the pandemic as one of the things that we really lay to the side. But we have to know that it is ingrained. We are conditioned and we are programmed. That light-skinned bee and that black so-and-so. We'll do that so we have to really unlearn a lot and
Right.
reprogram ourselves a lot. And my grandmother was lighter than me. My stepmom was lighter. My mother's side of the family, they were navy purple. If you saw my brother, you would think, oh baby, you need to come in from the sun. So it's just, but it is because we don't have anything else to hang on to.
Right.
If we had our language, and if we had our culture, and if we had our clothes, and if we had our customs, and if we had our spiritual philosophy, we wouldn't be so assimilated into this culture, that still treats us like we're less than. So yeah, it's a big thing. And for women, I'm going to say this: you got to check each other.
There you go.
When you hear a sister going off or being away, you got to check each other. We got to check each other. With dark light, when the light skinned girls think that they too cute, check them. And when the dark skinned girls go after the light, check them. We have to check each other. That's what time it is. That's what the COVID said. Stop everything you're doing. Reset.
Yes.
Reset. We have to reset. So,
and I think the time that we're in, as you said, that this is the only time I could ever think of that everyone is on the same playing field.
We didn't have no toilet paper. Bill Gates ain't had no toilet paper because there wasn't no toilet paper. All the money in the world couldn't buy something if it wasn't there.
It is. Okay. And so with that being said, I think, as you said, reset, I think that is true. And I think this is a time for you to be able to feed yourself different information so that we can unlearn and relearn some things and come out of this different and better with a different mentality. Because it would be a shame that during this COVID, we all here for months and months, and we come out of this and nothing has changed.
Well, you know what's going to happen? We're not going to be here because the universe is not going to tolerate it, and we'll be out. We'll be out. The biggest thing right now for us to do is to really elevate our vibration.
Yes.
Your personal vibration, because illness, whether it's hypertension, cancer, diabetes, lupus, all of those diseases vibrate at a certain frequency. Right. And if you keep your frequency elevated, I don't care if you go lick somebody who got the COVID, you're not going to get it. Now, don't go around licking people.
Yeah, y'all don't go around licking people. Y'all be listening to it, y'all. Do not go around licking people.
But I'm just saying, and when I say vibration, I mean how you think, what you speak.
Absolutely.
That's why during the pandemic, the shutdown.
But what you put in, too, is coming out.
That's why I did those antiviral messages. That's why I did building a solid foundation. That's why I just trained 748 spiritual warriors.
You sure did, because I called you in the middle of it. You're like, I'm teaching right now.
We can't do this anymore. And the thing, and I keep saying this, and I know I'm old school, so y'all forgive me. Please forgive me. But, if we really understood the depth of power that we carry in our DNA, in your DNA.
Come on, Iyanla.
in the marrow of your bones. If you understood that, and if you just found the keys and the ways and the challenges, we don't have the skills, the tools, and the information. But we spend so much time, we waste so much time in ridiculosity and conflammation, not getting what we need. I don't know. It's a word because I made it up. Ridiculosity and conglomeration. You know, that we're wasting our energy. And one of the things that I believe wholeheartedly, just from my own personal experience, this don't have nothing to do with nobody, but when I started dreaming with my grandmother and my auntie, and they're telling me stuff in dreams, the ancestors are like pissed that we play so small.
Yes.
They're pissed.
Come on, say it again.
Cotton for us to be, you know, begging somebody for a job all the time. They didn't scrub toilets and serve as wet nurses so that we would have to, you know, allow people to treat us with, you know, disdain and contempt. And then, you know, my grandmother lived to be 108 years old and she never got to vote. I would let all my black fall off before I don't go out and vote. All my black. I'd be walking around spot, you know, because that's what she worked for. And we take these things very lightly, but our DNA is being shifted. And if you don't get it together,
this is what, and you know, one of the things that I said is this is also the time that never before that people that haven't believed in anything or anyone higher than themselves. It's like everyone right now is in some type of prayer mode because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things that I want to ask you. So I'm going to ask you early. So during this time of the pandemic and everything that's going on within the racial injustice and social injustice, like we'll talk about that in a second, but you as Iyanla, because I look at you as what you are, this powerful, strong being, this spiritual being that just has so much faith. Have you, during this time, ever been fearful or ever?
Never.
And would you tell the people why? Because I think people need to understand.
Well, first of all, because I stay connected to my culture and my community, my elders have been predicting this for years. Yeah. They told us this was coming. We knew it was coming. And, you know, every year we do something called a reading of the year, and we get a insight into what the energy is, the universal energy is. So we knew it was coming. We just didn't know what it was going to look like. It was going to look like. And then not only do we know what's coming, we know what to do. So when it gets here, we know how to be in it. So fear was never my concern because I know I'm not going out like that.
Absolutely.
I'm going out like that.
Come on, Ia.
So that was number one. The other thing is I understand the three basic human fears that the corona stirred up, which is fear of nature because we can't control it, fear of the unknown, fear of change, which includes fear of death, and also fear of other people. And I resolved those fears. I'm not afraid of nature. Whatever, you know, I've lived in nature. I did 4 or 5 vision quests. I've been out in the woods with the bears and the coyotes.
Yeah,
and so
you on your own.
Right. I'm not afraid of death because I know everything has an expiration date.
Absolutely.
And if my expiration date comes up, I'm gone. And I have a contract. And I know my contract wasn't here to take me out. I'm not afraid of change because I've dealt with it over and over. Absolutely. And for me, I think burying Jamia was probably one of the most powerful lessons in my life. And if I could stand at the side of a grave and watch them put a box in the ground with my child in it, I can do anything. You hear me?
Come on, Ia. I remember you telling me that.
I remember. And it really that thing right there changed. That changed who I was at the core of my being. And I said, if I can stand here for this 10 minutes while they pray and watch them put dirt on my child, I can do anything. And that's how I live my life. I can do anything. And I don't put my foot on the floor unless I say, okay, God, what we doing today? What's the deal?
Come on.
What you got? Come on with it, you know? And so I've learned that as a human being, I'm crazy as hell. I'm fragile. As human beings, we We think that we got this thing, you know, and we are so fragile. And as a result of our fragility and our fear of vulnerability, then we go into the ego. And the ego is what makes you think you're separate from God, separate from the Creator. That thing is never going to win. The ego is never going to win.
Never.
So
Never.
once we understand that and we dedicate, you know, I love the Lord's Prayer when it says, give us this day our daily bread.
Daily bread.
So I say, give me this day my daily bread.
This day.
So if I'm looking to you for the bread, then I've got to know that A, it's coming. B, it's going to be the kind of bread I like. And if it's not the kind of bread I like, then you're going to teach me something to eat this pumpernickel.
Come on.
Okay. So give us this day our daily bread. So I've got to know if the Creator, God's source, Mother, is truly the Alpha and the Omega.
Yeah. That's the beginning.
Then
and the
He's
end.
got the middle covered.
He's got it all covered. He's got it.
I'm in the middle.
Yes. Yes. Okay. In the meantime, no. That was one of my favorite books. Okay. Now that I just said that, okay. So before I even manifested you, years before, one of my girlfriends, I was going through a really, really hard time, and she said, "Here, read this book." My grandmother gave it to me, and I was like, "Who is Iyanla Vanzant?" But when I started reading the book, it literally got me through a really hard time in my life. And I started looking at the floors going, okay, so I'm at the basement right now, but I'm climbing, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, what floor do you think that we're on right now?
I think the world is in the basement. And the basement represents you don't even know you got a problem.
Come on,
when you're in
man.
the basement, you don't even know you got a problem, okay?
Yes,
we don't know we got a problem. Every time I hear people say, I want to get back to normal, I just say, bless your pointed head. Do you understand? This hasn't been normal. This has never been normal ever. This thing right here has never been normal, okay? Yeah. So we don't even, this country is in the basement. I would say, let me put it this way. I would say 60% of the country is in the basement. 60%.
Okay.
Because the dominant white male consciousness that rules this country, they don't know they got a problem. They really don't. And then the other 40%, I would say, is on the second floor. The second floor is you got a problem. You know what the problem is, but you don't know what to do about it. That's where the other 40% is. We know we got a problem. We know what it is, but we don't know what to do about it. So I would say that's the split. I would say we are. Yeah.
So what would you tell the people at home or the people watching right now that just, where do they start? Because you and I talked about this statistically. Anxiety, depression, abuse, divorce is rising because we're in the middle of this pandemic. And I honestly think that people don't
not because we're in the middle of the pandemic.
They're recognizing
but because we built our life on lies and fallacies.
Okay.
We built our life on a weak foundation.
Yeah.
We didn't build our life on truth. We didn't build our life on our being. We didn't build our life on the genius in our DNA. We built our life on what we could do, what we could get, how we have. That's how we built that's how we were conditioned to build our life. So now that all them big titles are gone and the big companies are falling and you couldn't go nowhere in your Maserati or your Beamer.
Come on.
You know what? Somebody said to me, I don't believe Iyanla Vanzant drives a Honda.
You do?
I drive a Honda because I got 10 grandchildren.
Don't let her
I got 10 grandchildren that got to go to college.
Wait, hold on. Let me just say this. But don't let her, listen, this is Iyanla Vanzant we're talking about. So she don't drive a whole lot. She just happens to be driving because we home. But she does drive a Honda. When it's time for her to go somewhere, she does get picked up because that's Iyanla. Yeah.
But you know what? These relationships were in breakdown before the pandemic. But because we were in the club and in the gym and in the meetings and on Zoom and on Facebook, we didn't know. You hated your job before, and your boss treated you bad before the pandemic, and your butt was fat before the pandemic.
Okay, you know what?
And you didn't have no prayer life before the pandemic. And
You
people
didn't.
will build prayer on 911. Yeah, they built their prayer on 911 instead of 411. They built their prayer on emergency as opposed to information.
Come on. Okay, yes,
so that's
okay,
what
y'all give Iyanla and the offering. but you know,
but it's good. It's so good. Reset. What I would say to people, the most important thing, the two most important things to do right now is, number one, get clear about your relationship with the God of your understanding. Your understanding. Come on. Whether that's Christian or Buddhist or whatever it is, the relationship. Because if you got a jacked up relationship with boo-boo, you probably got a jacked up relationship with God. Right. Get clear about your relationship with the God of your understanding, and then be clear about your relationship with yourself.
Absolutely.
With yourself. Michelle, I've had a ball. I've had a ball being home with me.
And I've been, sometimes it's almost like I don't want to say when people are like, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm great. I remember when I would stop over there and study, you like, yeah, you know, Michelle just came from church. Because this has been my life, though, right? And one of the things that I've said is the problem is we don't sit still. We don't sit still enough. We run to and fro. And sometimes it's scary to sit still because you could be introduced to a lot of things, but mainly yourself. And sometimes... Let
me tell you, you know what I did just before we went into the pandemic? I didn't know it was coming. But that's, when I created your check yourself cards, okay? Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's what Come on.
So I made these cards, and it has all of these little information, right? So you throw them up in the air, and whatever card lands face up, you read that, and you go through the day with it. And this one is own. It says own. Own every bit of who you are. You know how many people throw their pieces and parts away and wear a mask? Own your strengths and weaknesses. Always own up to your mistakes. Own your life, lock, stock, and barrel. Speak your own mind. Sing your own song. Own your own truth and power. Walk your walk, talk your talk, and move away from those who believe that you can be owned.
Listen. I know you threw that up and dropped that down just for me, because that is always what I say. Like, it is our God-given birthright to show up in our fullness, to show up every time. Iyanla, come on with it. And why I don't have them cards?
Because I ain't seen you. You've been in quarantine.
Oh. I'm coming to get them. Put them in your mailbox.
You got them right here. You got them right here.
They can.
Yeah.
Where can they find those cards, though?
Masterpiecebodytherapy.com. Masterpiece, P-E-A-C-E. Because, and this is what you have to do. You gotta always keep putting in. Keep putting in. Keep putting in. I remember when I was a young girl. I mean, when I was, a total revolutionary. I remember a young, fine Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Come on.
I heard him say something, and I've said it ever since. He said, a person who is not accountable to themselves is a danger to themselves and everybody else. Absolutely. And the way that you don't be a danger, the way you keep yourself in account is that you got to constantly put in information. You got to constantly examine yourself. You got to constantly question yourself, and you got to be willing to change. And I think that that's what's the beauty of us working together. You help me change how I see my body, how I show up in the world, how them heels. Y'all, I'm old as hell. And you should see some of the heels. I tell her, what am I can't do nothing.
We're showing up. We're showing up. That's what we doing. I'm on, you, and then I always, you don't remember me always saying, you Iyanla Vanzant, we showing up today. Like, this how we enter a room. This what we do.
But people are afraid to change.
Yeah.
And what we don't understand is that most of the things that we hold on to are the things that hold us down.
Yeah.
So anything that you think you have to have, let it go.
Come on, say that again. Say that again.
I said anything you think you have to have, let it go. I learned that when I had to give my house back to the bank.
I learned that
because I had to file for bankruptcy. You
Mm-hmm.
know, my big old house, my big old beautiful house, and I had worked so hard and everything, and I'm holding on and holding on. And the minute I said surrender, I let it go. Everything just kind of opened up. It just opened up.
Yes.
Yeah. So people are afraid of change because the average human being is a control freak, and they need to be in recovery. And that's what the pandemic did. It stirred up all the control stuff. Couldn't be in control.
You said most human beings are control. What you say?
They need to be in recovery. They need to be in recovery. They're control freaks. They want to control what people think and what people say and what people do and how they do it and what's coming and what's not coming. But life isn't like that. If you really want to enjoy the beauty of life, you learn to be surrendered and free and whatever. There's nothing that I have, nothing. That's why I drive a Honda. Because if you hit me, you're going to hit me, my Honda. You're not going to hit my BMW.
Okay, you know what?
No, but, you know, it's just, I love a simple life. I love.
You do. You definitely do.
I just love simplicity. I love cooking. You know, I don't have a cook. You know, I've
been trying to produce this cooking show. I've been telling her. She said, if you give me one more thing to do, I wish y'all would tell her y'all would love to see her in the kitchen cooking, giving y'all advice because she really is that person.
I iron my own pillowcases.
Okay.
I do my own laundry.
Don't tell the people that.
Well, I do.
That reminds me. Because I want to, I don't know how the time went by so fast. Okay, this is because one of the things that you always say to me, because I have said, one of the reasons why I do this talk is because I want women to see themselves from the women that they look at that are super successful and that I have, but we are women first. And one of the things that you've always said is, Michelle, I'm not a celebrity. And I'd be like, yes, you are. Could you tell them why you say that? Because I want people to get the reasoning. I want them to get that lesson.
Yeah, I'm not a celebrity. A celebrity is somebody that people put up on a pedestal and they see them as, you know, different and above. Mm-hmm. I do my work publicly, and I'm very clear about that. I don't walk red carpets. I don't go to cocktail parties. Well, I do walk red carpet.
Yeah, I've gotten her, y'all. Yeah, she comfortable now, but she wasn't before.
Right. But, you know, a celebrity means that there are expectations that I don't even know anything about, that I'm expected to live up to. So I do my work publicly, and I'm getting ready to stop that. You know that this is my last season of Fix My Life.
Yeah.
I want to teach. I want to go back to teaching. I've been teaching online. I've been, you know, creating to make what I do more accessible to people.
Right.
So that they can use it in their life. But I refuse to be a celebrity. I refuse. I when I was in the Walmart and in the Target. Well, I did not tell you about the little 45-year-old boy I picked up pumping gas.
Oh, God. What is that, Iyanla? Come on.
And I didn't even have on my Ketchaboo clothes. I had on my looking like a grandma clothes. And he said, can I pump your gas? I said, yes, sir, you can.
I was about to say, what you say? Come on, show up.
And then he thought I was 50. He said, I like older women. I said, how old are you? He said, 45. I said, I got drawers older than you.
Okay, you know what? But I really love that lesson because it's like you have taught me without even knowing that you're teaching me, you have taught me just by being. And one of the things you said to me is, Michelle, you know, a celebrity, I'm not giving anyone that much power and control over me.
No,
because if people think they can put you here, they're the same people that will be responsible and thinking they can tear you down.
Right. No,
And one of the
I
things-
am a spiritual technician. I am a teacher, and I'm a teacher. That's what I am. That's my life purpose. And my job as a teacher is to pull out the knowledge, the wisdom, the information that people have. And the way that I do that is through spiritual technology.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. If I'm in the Giant with you, or the Target, or the Walmart, or at the gas station, and you have a cerebral hemorrhage, me being on TV, so I would much rather you see me as just a person, and I'm teaching, and not do all that celebrity stuff. Because first of all, I got 10 grandchildren. I can't afford to walk with security. Right. I have to walk by myself. And if you bother me, I'm a karate.
Yeah, they don't know that you kind of gangster with it. No, I know. I know. So
and then people will say things to me like, I saw you in the store. I had a woman return about 7 or 8 of my books, put them in a box and send them to me because she saw me in a store and I didn't speak to her.
Yeah, I don't think they know because I've defended that too.
I don't owe you a hello.
See, that's
if you speak to me,
I
will say hello.
Yeah,
but when you do that screaming, grabbing, can I have a hug?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
And for me, that's a part of you showing up for yourself and owning, okay, this is not, I don't have to do this. If you say hello to me, I'm going to say hello.
Just say hi. That's what I say to people. Just say hi.
Yeah.
Just say hi.
Yeah.
I've got my grandchildren, or I've been in restaurants with my boo, and people will come over to the table. That's out of order.
Yeah, but they don't know that,
Well,
and
they
don't
learn
know
if they
that,
come
but
to
they
my
know
table.
it when they get to your table.
And I try to be nice,
Yeah.
but they want me to get into their hysteria.
Yeah.
And I'm, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Or hello.
Yeah.
And then strange people, can I have a hug? Nobody ever says, can I give you a hug?
Yes. Yeah.
Can I have a hug?
It's like taking something from you, wanting something from you, and you do give a lot.
People.
Right, but people don't understand that, and that's why I want to say that, because I can't remember, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, no, she's not mean, but what you have taught me is to stand in my truth, because you stand in yours. You show up for yourself no matter what, literally no matter what.
One day, me and Lettucey, we were gonna put on baseball caps and go to the Walmart.
Y'all not doing that. Y'all not doing that. We got like 12 minutes. This went so fast, but I got a game I want to play. So this is this or that, right? Ready?
Okay.
Hold on, where my game at? Hold on. Well, okay. So you just mentioned something. Okay, this or that. Are you single or in an entanglement?
Oh, I'm single by choice.
Okay.
I'm single by choice.
Love or money?
Love.
I know this. Flats or heels?
Oh, flats.
Okay, yeah, we doing heels. Natural hair for you or wigs and weaves?
Natural.
I know. Idris Elba or Denzel? Oh, I should have said Obama. Shoot.
Oh, and Obama's married, and so is Denzel.
But so, hey, we're not trying to have him.
Idris Elba or
Denzel.
Denzel. I think I'll go with Denzel.
Chocolate. This is because I know about you. Cheesecake Factory, anniversary chocolate cheesecake or Haagen-Dazs?
Haagen-Dazs, baby. Straight up.
Okay, here's my last one. Hold on. Fix My Life or Law and Order?
Law and Order.
Hold on! What do you mean?
Law and Order. I can see myself anytime.
Fix My Life
right now. It's on right now.
Well, besides Malik, he's on, what's that? Chicago Med. You watch that too, but
I watch
y'all
Chicago
are my
Med.
favorites.
Yeah, I watch Chicago Med and
Someone
Project
said I remind
Runway.
them of Lala. Everyone has said that. That is interesting. I don't know where that is. Do you see that?
What?
People keep saying that I remind them of Lala. Do you see that? Because I don't know what that is.
I can't look down at the thing and look at you too.
Oh,
I would be doing like this.
literally 10 minutes. Is there
Okay.
anything that you want to tell the people? I want to talk about some of your products, please, because Masterpiece, of course, I keep it in my shower, not just because you're a Iyanla, because I really, they're wonderful products, and I really feel a spiritual connection with them. So I want you to talk about the things that you have going on right now.
Well, the reason that we start, Jamia started Masterpiece, and it's
Right.
all about keeping your energy clear and your vibration up.
Right.
So our body washes are made with African black soap, and all of our products are made with herbs and essential oils, because herbs are Mother Nature's medicine, and each herb carries a vibration. So we put herbs and essential oils in all of our products, our body scrubs, our milk bath, and our body washes, because I really want people to keep their energy clean. Keep your energy clean. So that's the theory behind Masterpiece. And it's the same thing with the Check Yourself cards. We've got to.
I need them cards.
We got to keep. I have some when you come. I'll give them to you.
No, I'm coming. Don't you worry. And when you cook, but go ahead.
And we're filming the last season, the series finale of Fix My Life. I'm so excited. This is going to be my legacy season. And I'm doing a lot of teaching online. I just finished my spiritual warrior class, getting ready to do a class to help people clear ancestral energy, because that's huge. So many of us have inherited, ways of being and thinking and feeling that are etched into our unconsciousness. And we've got to break those chains so that we can be free. So I'm working on that right now. I'm going to do that online.
What about your app?
Awakenings. Yeah, that's another good thing for folk. Awakenings that they can get on. I don't even, I'm a horrible salesperson.
Because I've definitely done a lot more meditating since I've been here. And it is probably one of the most beautiful things I have ever found to do is meditate. Like after I pray, after I sit still, I literally meditate, and it is life-changing. So you guys gotta check out her app. And then when you hear her voice, it's so soothing. But anyway, go ahead.
So that Awakenings app. But I'm a horrible marketer and salesperson, because I put it out there, and it's like, if they find it, they do. I don't want people to think I'm selling. Well, I don't know what people are going to think. It just feels to me, I'm not really selling product. I'm making tools available.
Right.
And these are just tools. The app, the cards, the body products, they're just tools. But I'm going to teach, and I'm going to live. And I think next year I'll start dating again.
Okay, well, we're going to know. I'm going to help you find. We're going to help you find the man. Because, he's got to get past a whole bunch of us before he
I know, poor creature. Poor thing. I feel bad for him. But, Jeramogi just passed in January. So I'm going to give it a year.
But they don't know who he is. You have to tell them.
They don't have to know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, they
14,
don't know. Okay.
My partner of 14 years passed away.
Yeah.
So,
you're so strong.
Well, it was his time. His contract expiration date hit. And we were good. We were good. We were good. So. And
I'm waiting for you to start dating.
Okay.
I'm picking though. He gotta be fly. I'm gonna help him with his wardrobe and stuff, because y'all can't be. This fly gotta match your fly. So we.
Yeah. So people want to know if I would.
I'm listening to you.
I said people want to know if I would date outside of my race.
You would, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
I suggested it to you. I'm not ashamed to say I suggested it to you many times, because it just seemed like maybe we should try that. What you think?
I don't know. I got to feel the vibe.
Oh.
I got to feel the vibe.
Well, he can be swaggy though, but you're so brilliant and smart that sometimes I think he just has to be on that same level. He literally has to be on that same level.
That would probably be I personally, I don't think I would attract somebody outside of my race. I could be wrong, but
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
That's that opening up to uncomfortable because I know how you love your race. So that's just opening up to that uncomfortable space.
Well, what is my race? I'm Cuban. I'm
everything.
Native American,
I'm Mexican
and I'm
African American.
So I got a lot to pick from. I got a lot of races to run.
Well, wait, no, we gotta talk about that off of this live. I know.
Okay.
But anyway, I really have to say this. I want to thank you. I hope I don't cry. Lord, you know me.
I know.
I want to thank you for just trusting me for all these years. I want to thank you for just setting the bar really high for all of us, for setting the standard and paving the road of excellence, and you being so brilliant and brave and authentic for those of us that are coming behind you and generations to come. I love you. I honor you. I know that we are all better because Iyanla Vanzant is here. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. And I just want to tell everybody, please, particularly if you are a person of color and your grandmother's grandmother was a sharecropper, vote. If you had to, if your great-great-great-grandmother wasn't allowed to read, vote. Yeah. If your father or your grandfather had to work, long hours for a little bit of pay, vote. If you've got grandchildren who you're concerned about, vote. We have to vote. Yes. If you got to walk and vote, crawl and vote, ride your bike and vote, take somebody with you. Let me tell you something. Otherwise, we're going to stay in the basement.
Yeah, we're going to vote. We got to get out of the basement.
I'd rather be on the second floor knowing I got a problem and knowing what it is and learning what to do about it, as opposed to believing that can I say this? It's good because we're going to get cut off soon.
Yeah, no, we got 3 minutes. Hurry, don't let us get cut off. Okay, 3 minutes.
If I hear one more white man say that he's done more for me than anybody else, my mother was a black woman and she brought me here. You can't tell me you did more than she did. Okay, and for all the hundreds of thousands of black mothers that have raised black women and men who've given mighty contributions to this country, don't tell me you've done more for black people than anybody else. I'm done with you. I don't want you no more, and I'm going to vote.
Vote, everybody. Please vote, you guys. Please vote, because this is the only way. We have to use our power. That is a tool for us. That is a voice for us. We have to vote. And Iyanla's right. For the people that came, and my grandmother, and I honor her, and she was my everything. For people that suffered and could not vote and had to be brave and do the things so that we can vote, it would be
it's blasphemy.
Horrible.
It's blasphemy.
That's the word, blasphemy. If
James Baldwin said, your crown has been bought and paid for.
Come on.
Put it on your head. And your vote is your crown, because that's how we get to say to the locals, to the state, to the feds, this is my voice. This is what I'm saying for you.
Come on.
And I'm not even telling you who to vote for.
Just vote.
I'm just telling you, can't another white man tell me he's done more for me than anybody else. And my mama labored to bring me here. Go somewhere with yourself. Sit down.
Yes, and our vote counts, and that is another way that you get to show up for yourself in your fullness and stand in your truth, is when you vote. So please, everybody, go vote. I love you, Miss Iyanla. I'm coming to get my card. Thank you so much.
I got your cards. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, and keep supporting Michelle. Keep supporting her. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You got 2 minutes.
Okay, you got something to say? Come on. You got something to say in 2 minutes? Because you know your words count.
No.